I think you can make a very good game, Surge the Durg, out of the menial aspects of existence after the world is going to end. Like, world's gonna end in 7 days, buddy, but you still gotta do the fucking laundry. Or like a year. Let's say like a year, because that's a bit more realistic, because you wouldn't do your laundry if it was a week. But it's like you still have a year to live, you still gotta do your goddamn laundry, or you're gonna stink and you're gonna feel even worse. Like, that kind of mundanity is interesting. And it doesn't even do anything with that. Like, the mundanity of playing D&D in the end of the world is an interesting concept. But they don't do anything with it other than read trickling in as doomerisms. It just isn't quite there. Stop having the door be closed. Let's actually get to the game. I don't want to sit here and chit-chat too much when I could be digesting the pizza. Some of that New York slice.
In fact, preparing for the future is one of the most important things you can do.
Really? But it sounds so overwhelming.
We have a problem. Does this fix the problem? There we go. Why does she sound so cartoonish? She sounded a little more animated than I'm used to. Ooh, we have some new things to think about. Pets are not allowed on school grounds. You don't have to. You guys know that you don't have to post everything that happens ever to you right now. Like, you don't have to keep posting your L's online. Whatever happened to secrets? Guy next to me at the Swan Babies concert last night. Well, they've put on fucking concerts? Where the fuck are they in an audition? Why do they show up? They're already professionals. Okay, kept. Okay, what's this guy next to me at the Swan Babies concert last night kept complaining about how loud and obnoxious the fans were. My friend, why are you at the circus if you're not prepared for the clowns? That's a top tier clown comment. Why is he called Baby Shark and his handle is 101010? Okay, fuck it. Let's pull up the ASCII sheet. I should just learn ASCII from the top of my head, because at this point, I might as fucking well. ASCII, what is 10 10 10 10 10 10 10 10 10 10 10 10 10 10 10 10 10 10 10 10 10 10 10. Okay, we're looking for 10 10 10 to 10. Where is it? Where are you? No, I can't find it. It's not a character, I guess. Let's see. This is where the characters are. Oh, here it is. I just did it wrong. It'd be like this. Yeah. Also, that's not enough. Yeah, that's not enough. You little scoundrel. You little scoundrel. That's 6. It could be T or U. The exciting factoids. You come to me. You come crawling to me for this. I had a colossal shit just now. Sounded like a ketchup bottle was being squeezed by a hydraulic press. Listen, you can look that up on YouTube if you want to see a ketchup bottle get squeezed by a hydraulic press. So you can know exactly what this man's colossal, gargantuan, atomic bomb cloud-sized poop looked like.
Where do I even start?
Oh, I love that he's actually holding them. But again, because they're using the echoey mics, you can start to hear the just awful audio cutoff. Like, for fuck's sake, just make them... Listen, it's perfectly fine if they're like, we gotta talk slowly because the mic is echoing, so we don't want to overlap. Like, you can do that. You can just have them trail off. Just taper it. It doesn't matter. Taper it off with the slightest taper. But don't cut it hard. I can feel the edges and they're cutting my fingers. Ow.
Well, that's a very good question,
Hell, why is Reed here? Didn't he, like, specifically say he doesn't attend these things?
Nasser.
I guess he was forced.
But remember what we just talked about.
If you take a colossal shit, remember to take a colossal flush.
Oh yeah, all those forms.
So next year, when it's time for you to apply to college, Nasser, what form will you start with?
The application for financial aid?
Right.
Do you have any idea what day of the week it is? I don't. Actually, we had the audition, then we had the L&L, so it's probably like Monday, maybe? I guess, if we're going by linear time, who knows?
And why?
Because I have expensive taste. Ha! And because then I'll...
Listen, if someone says ha, I want his head to move. I want someone's head to move when they say ha! Because that's what I like. Ha! It is generally fascinating how this game can be so vapid in almost every aspect. It's impressive. You know what's impressive is those old shows where they had like 16:9, they had like really widescreen shots, and they take that and they show it to you, and it's like you can tell this was cropped in editing for 4:3. It's incredible. What are you, Anon? Yeah, like it. Nobody in this game feels fucking poor. Everyone in this game feels like they know that they're affluent. Nobody feels like that they're in a slump. Reed's got a nice garage. Trish has lots of bugs. Actually, I know someone who has lots of bugs, and they're not very wealthy, so maybe bugs are like a cheap hobby. But and Fang has like all those instruments. Like clearly, nobody here is in the dire zone.
I'll have an idea of which schools are an option for me.
I don't know about you, but if you're an LGBT person who wants to talk about LGBT issues, you have to address the class problem. Because you want to know what a lot of LGBT people tend to become because they get kicked out by their parents? A little bit financially destitute. They might be a little poor. They might sympathize a little bit with a poor child in school who has financial issues. Maybe they don't have the money to buy the clothes they want to wear. This is lots of stuff you can do with that. But you're not fucking doing it.
Great.
At least we know where the fire exit is.
So
Honestly, I this actually being a riff track should be the dumbest idea. How long until the meteor comes? I don't know. We could be like, if you ask me, we're like in week 2, day 1, which means we have 7 more months to go. But at some point, the game just skips like most of them. So don't worry.
let's say you've got that all filled out. Then you'll want to research schools that excel in the area you want to study.
So I got a question for you. Why are they so stiff? They're not putting on an act. They are. They're saying lines. They're not like putting on characters. They're presenting information. Why are they so stiff? Who voted for you if you cannot... Like, they did elections, right? Naomi was on stage, and Nasser probably also campaigned. How are they this uncharismatic on stage? Especially since the people behind them are actually voice actors, and they're not bad. It's like a chef trying to put a bad dish up because he's told to make a bad dish, and he makes it like way worse than any bad dish that would normally be produced looks like because he knows too well what bad looks like, and he doesn't know what normal is anymore. That's that...
Well, I like the sound of cross-continental development, but I also like the sound of political science.
I want to know what cross-continental development is. That actually sounds like a really fun topic because I have no idea what that means. Is it urban logistics? Is it like infrastructure? I want to know.
What do I do if I can't decide?
Have you considered a double major? Think about your free time. What do you do outside of class?
Huh. Not much.
You know that... Listen. I love that Mrs. Roberts is only in this scene to make that moment happen. Because she wasn't there last time. And like, why is she even there? She's not going to walk up to you, Fang. She's not going to walk up to you in the middle of all this to take your fucking phone. Because she knows that Naomi and Nasser will just lose their shit if something like that happens, especially if it's you. Like, that's not going to happen. You're fine. All she can do is leer. Rub it in.
I want to list on paper, honestly.
Oh, look at all those characters.
Oh, well, I guess I'm president of the Student Life Association, and I run the debate club.
Great. Anything else?
And the Young Leaders League, and I volunteer with Pangea tomorrow.
Triple President Nasser.
Also write for the newspaper, don't you?
Oh, right.
I want to ask a question. Like, why is nobody telling Nasser to cool it the fuck down and maybe do like a little less? Because it sounds to me like he's overworked.
Hey, yeah, I have editorials in the fleet sometimes. Gotta stay busy.
Let's put all of these down under extracurriculars. It's a good idea to have at least one, and you're really going above and beyond, Nasser. Do you have any more questions?
Yeah, I got a really simple one. Why is Nasser doing this? If I was on stage and I was giving a presentation like this, I would mention one. I would mention the volunteering for the newspaper thing. You want to know why? Because every fucking student in the goddamn audience is going, man, he has 5 extracurriculars? I'm a loser. I can't do this. I can't do 5. They're all discouraged. So many of them are probably like shitting their pants going, I can't do 5. Like, fuck you, Nasser. Don't be an arrogant prick when you're trying to get people to do something. No, you don't get it. My problem is that they're not doing the voice direction's off. It's not what it should be. Especially since Nasser is apparently just playing himself. Like, shouldn't Nasser just be himself? And also, that Mrs. Roberts is there. They have the principal. The principal can sit in that seat and do it, but it's because before we had a scene, because it's like the shit writing, right? It's like, oh, we already had a scene where Mrs. Roberts wanted the phones, so now we got to do it again. And it's like, no, it doesn't have to be Mrs. Roberts. We don't know why Mrs. Roberts is here. What does she have to do with this? Why is she associated with this? She's the mentor of the homeroom of like one class. If she's there, shouldn't the others be there? Does she have a special role? Like, we know nothing about these characters that matters for this scene to make sense. My problem, like, the way that Goodbye Volcano House World is presented, I think that it's a bit more utopian. I think people are more interested in college and all that stuff. Or at the very least, they're more willing to, like, do what you want instead of worrying about the details, because Reed is, like, encouraged to be a delivery boy. So I think it's just like, Nasser, don't be over the top.
No, I think you answered them all. What about you guys?
Oh my god.
Do you feel ready to choose your destiny?
This is cringe on 2 levels, and that's too many for me. Oh, it's the exact same shot we had before. Also, we got a picture in the middle of things, because you should unlock pictures while we're in the middle of things. Good breakup, though. I really hope she's not the one writing these skits, for her sake. Nasser looks so fucking depressed. Why is he so sad? He's so like, oh man, I botched it.
Very well done, Nasser, Naomi. Class, I encourage you to take advantage of your knowledgeable peers and ask any questions you may have.
You know how you can make this work? When Mrs. Roberts shows up for the first time, and she's like, welcome students, I'm your homeroom teacher. She also goes, I'm also the teacher that is handling senior year as a whole. I'm the one who handles future careers for everyone, so I'll be there during the college things. But boom, one line, I don't have any questions. I know why she's there now. Like, you can have very shitty, straightforward expositional lines because they're something that normal people do often.
Yo, which school has the hottest student body, though?
Rando's got the good questions.
That's not really.
Why is she answering
I'm
this?
going to know, Pop, so you do the math.
I have a question. Great. Those are so mean! Why are they all so mean? Oh no, can we leave? Oh, they're just so mean.
Is this something all of us really need to hear?
Oh, and I feel bad
In
now.
fact, I agree with you. Are there any other more pertinent questions?
That's not what I...
Really?
I'd also like to point out that the little murmur in the background, is really loud for what Fang is saying. Like, unless Fang is in the front row seat, and even then, I don't think you could hear Fang properly over that degree of background noise. I think the problem is just that the script didn't get any rewritings at all. It never got a proper second draft. Because here's the thing, right? Your first draft is always get the ideas down. Second draft is usually trim the fat, get rid of the stuff you don't need. You have all your ideas down, you know what ideas you need, you know what your themes are going to be, you know what your characters are going to do. And then the third draft, or the second draft, if you're very good at it, you kind of start connecting the dots, and you're like, okay, in this scene, this happens, but I can also reference and sort of foreshadow this scene, so that when that scene happens, it feels more organic. Like, that's why you do drafts, so that you can remember everything about your story you forgot about and make it work and make it connect and make it this nice flowing line. And you can be like, oh, well, there's no reason for Reed to go to the backyard in this scene, because we can actually just do it in the front yard. And actually, if we do it in the front yard, then we can have this character show up, and we can also take care of that one-off sentence where we explain why she shows up later at that moment, and you take care of that. You massage the text. And then on your fourth and later drafts, you're mostly just massaging the scenes together. You're making it soft and pliable. You're taking out all those rough edges, you're kind of rubbing it in. You're making the lines work. You're putting in the extra personality. Like, you know what? I really like it when Fang uses ain't, but I want Nasser to always say aren't. You're massaging those final few details and you're done. That's what your rewrite should be. Your rewrite should not be, your first draft should not be what you apply, because it's messy. This feels a bit sterile, though. It does feel a bit like they just wrote the scenes and worked the scenes, but never did anything in between. I think part of that is that they don't want to define the timeline, but you have to. You can't just have a timeline that's, especially not something as structured and organized as your goddamn school year.
Any questions at all? I've completed mock applications for all of the big schools.
I have $20 here. Could I buy one of those applications?
No!
Okay, cool.
Oh no.
What do you know about GPAs? I heard you need at least a 3.9 to even have a chance at a lot of places.
Oh, well, I can actually answer this one.
That feels a way too. There have been 2 bad questions, and I guess maybe a third for Fang, but that's a little too early for her to be like, oh, thank goodness. I think that should happen after the 4th or 5th. A little early, but that's me because I would love it if there were more just goofy questions, just to really make this feel as awkward as possible. Because it's if we're going to dip into the cringe, submerge me so that I just want this to end.
The baseline is really 3.5, but the higher the better. And you can always boost your...
If you look carefully, you can actually see there's something wrong with Naomi's mouth in that you can see the coloring on the outside of the outline, or something is going on there. I don't know what it is, and it's bothering me.
chances by showing you're engaged with the subject on your own time.
Listen, as someone who's worked with art programs and has drawn a lot, it's not that hard to remove the coloring on the outside of your image. Like, take your background and shift it through a bunch of colors and look real close, and you're fine. This is this is literally what people are looking at. You dumb boys. You want to make sure it works.
Cool, cool.
I love the cute little setup, though. Very cute little setup. I do like that they have Trish ask the question, and we know that Trish is interested in going to college. Like, she has got some aspirations. She's got projects with Rosa. It's a cute little thing. Very nice little thing.
You went to Tendrils, right? Something like that would look amazing on an application. We can talk about it after class if you want. I'd be happy to help.
Aw, thanks, Naomi.
I think my real problem is that none of them sound like they're like Trish shouted like she was shouted, but Fang didn't.
Hey,
Also, I don't know what it is, but something about about Naomi having one tiny speck bang of hair that's lower than the rest of her bob cut is annoying me. Come on, snip it!
40? I am doubling my price.
No, it's not about the money.
47? Final offer.
That's all that she had in her pockets.
No!
Why not?
Okay, so quick question. Mrs. Roberts was giving Fang the evil eye, right? For the stink eye, for pulling out her phone, their phone. Why isn't Mrs. Roberts telling these students to shut up or they're getting detention or something like that? Like, shouldn't the teacher in the room with the authority to tell people to go get fucked, you know, get people to stop being little weirdos?
Not.
It's wrong? Plus, you
Like, Mrs. Roberts is in the goddamn foreground. We're constantly reminded she exists and she's doing nothing about this.
could get in under false credentials, which would be bad for you.
You don't know that.
Yeah, man.
Okay, this assembly is officially over. Please take some college brochures on your way out. Thanks for coming, and good luck with your college apps. Especially you there, my cheap friend.
You know, that's a good ending line, Nasser. Good on you. Oh, look at this. This is cute. And that's a decent transition. Well, that's nice. They're sitting on a hill. They're gonna... Ah, yes, the whole 0.9 more GPA than the average for the USA. What? Listen, I'm not too familiar with the concept of chipus. So I'm gonna look up the GPA. Grade point average. That's what it's called, apparently. Ooh, there's a whole Dutch article, which is pretty good for me, because they can tell me about it. Because okay, oh, it's actually being used here nowadays. And then there's a source question mark. Is it? Let's see. Dutch grade study points. Oh, this looks just fucking weird. Oh, this is just goofy. So a 3.5 is apparently like an A minus B plus plus. It's like somewhere in that ballpark. So a 3.9 would be like an A. Jesus Christ, that's harsh. Although apparently in Dutch it's a 7.5. It's like a 7.70-ish in that ballpark, which is not that bad, but like holy cannoli. You gotta be A's? Ugh, ew, ew. That's gross. Like, it's college, right? They should have lower standards than this. Like, hey, it's high school. Let me tell you something about me in high school, right? I was a little shit in high school, and I did great in college. Like, your high school performance says nothing. It says nothing. It said that you were a little suck-up, if anything. Anyway, we've got more of these. Catastrophe is saying, I can't wait to graduate and get down on the whole enhancing shareholder value. Ah, capitalism. What are we going to start using for car fuel once we run out of dead plant juice? Oh, because that's cute. That's a cute little reference because the dinosaurs are the fuel in our world. Technically, sort of. I don't know 100%. I know everyone keeps saying we should be taking this seriously, but until I'm literally on fire, I will stay. I will stay making video jokes. Banjo Boy, J Jurassic. I love me Banjo Kazooie, so good on you, buddy. We're on a hill.
I'm gonna miss you guys so bad next year. Like, we are still gonna have this, right?
No, that's actually.